Vanakkam and greetings everyone. My name is Ravichandran. I'm from Malacca. I'm practicing PVH for the past 3 years, and I would like to share my experience in following PVH and how usable the PVH wand helps my life. First, I started to know about PVH through my brother. He's the one who's actually asked me to join a class in JB. I attended for the 2 days, and initially I was a bit shocked. The revelation is given by Mr. Siva about PVH and the teaching methodologies that he brought to everyone, because I've never seen such a different modalities of healing. I've learned Reiki, I've learned acupressure, and nothing match with PVH healing methodologies or modalities. Now, to begin with, all these years, I've not been having a good life. My life is so miserable since I was young. Always fail in anything that I do. I've been following a lot of rituals, belief systems that ended up actually I felt that I'm a person who is nothing to gain, nothing I've achieved all this while. It's all failure and failure and failure. And I started to ask a question about myself, why these are happening despite all my compliance to the previous belief systems, which is actually taught since I was young by families. But what PVH taught me is go back to the basics. So it's a very basic understanding about nature, understanding about life around us, appreciation of the living beings around us, the unseen living beings, which not necessarily we need to worship in a way that you spend so much of money and so much of stressful, and ended up actually it does not give you much happiness or the result that you wanted, because what you want in this life is happiness. You want things to be able to be solved in whatever problems you face into day to day, and whatever things that you faced, if it's not changing yourself despite you going through all these teachings and prayers, something is really wrong. Why things are not moving as it should be? And people keep telling us to keep on praying and praying and praying, go to temple, go to wherever it is, do this, do that, but doesn't give you any satisfaction. It doesn't give you the resolve that we ask for. Then I was asking myself, what am I doing? That's where I was so lucky that my brother actually introduced to PVH, even though he's actually not the first person to follow uh, PVH. He followed later. But what it gives me is the power of forgiveness and embracing nature as part of my life, and that was the beginning of everything start to change in my life. And actually, for the past 5 years, I was going through my PhD program in Malacca, and even with that, I was in real trouble in the first 2 years. I suffered a lot, emotionally, mentally, physically. My eyes having problem. My health is deteriorating because of my pressure, because of my sugar issues problem. So I got stuck. I don't know what to do. That's where I was introduced to Dr. Subra, and he actually asked me to do the affirmation reading and then use the wand to do a lot of healing by myself. So, how the wand helps me basically is I use the wand every day, and all the problems that I face, I use the wand. Right? Let me story about my journey. I was actually doing my PhD in MMU, and at the third year, when I was doing my work completion, actually I was failed. The first time I failed, the first time I was shocked. I don't know what to do. I got panicked, and that's where Mr. Subra said, "Do a divine fire for the guy who actually failed me." when the two examiners actually passed me, the one person they failed me. Then I did my divine fire, and page 7 to this guy, this examiner, in 6 month time, he was retired from the work, and the university did not renew his contract. But the best part is that he was not just simply being removed by that manner. Actually, he got a job in another place, and luckily I got another examiner, and I went through this work completion with another examiner, and the person passed me. I finally got my work completion, and subsequently to do my viva, which is the final stage before I can graduate as a PhD holder. And then another, uh, I met Mr. Siva and asked him about my obstacles, and if there's any obstacle. He said, yes, there's one person is blocking you. And he asked me to read. And once I read that, that cord was removed. And I went for my viva. I read to all the examiners divine fire and asked for forgiveness from all of them. And we were so happy that my viva was a success. I passed my viva, but it was a major correction given for 10 months. I went through these 10 months in another hell, and I went through again the same thing he asked me to do, divine fire for all the people I should be praying for, uh, pray divine fire for them, ask forgiveness for them. And end of the 10 months, another just one more month to expire, I managed to finish. I submitted, and the last moment, there's another one more person is actually blocking me and asking me so much of questions, this and that, to be submitted for them, and keep on praying for them, and then use the wand again and again. Finally, it went through, and now last week I got a message from my senate that um, they have messaged me that the senate has approved my awarding me with a PhD. That was the most happy moment that I went through, and I know how much PVH and the wand actually helped me in going through this journey. And I also do for my health, with my problem, with my sugar problem and BP problem, and I start to heal myself, control my food, as what Mr. Siva have given us as an advice. Now my sugar is really in control. Hardly took rice unless a portion of it once I feel craving for it. Otherwise, I completely start to avoid rice, and no sugar at all, no flour. Only when I felt that I crave, then I just take a bite or two just to satisfy my feeling. That's all. Otherwise, everything is fine. Mm, I'm going through a good period now. Things are changing for me. I can feel that a lot of obstacles are being removed because of this warn and the teachings. And I continue to do the affirmation reading every day, sit down for the cords removals, blockages, and I do divine fire, and I embrace nature and all those surrounding nature around me, and bless them and get their blessings. And then I felt a totally different person now. It's total change. It's amazing. That's why I recommend those people who out there is still finding themselves and still struggling in their life and don't know what to do and keep on complaining, and they just keep on going and doing the those things they have been doing all this while, but there is no result. I urge them, I appeal to them, start to practice PVH and the teachings. It's very simple, it's free. Mr. Siva have devised all these teachings and practices in a very simple manner. There is no money involved. Everything is given for free. You just have to practice and believe in the system. It's nothing so difficult in this healing modalities. Thank you, Mr. Siva. Thank you, PVH, and thank you to all the nature beings around us. I really have benefited this. Thank you, Mrs. Siva. Thank you, everyone.